Hello everybody, Phobos here. Welcome to episode 18 here on the KubiKraft server. Last time we were on here, well, you probably recognize that end city that's kind of in the background over there because this is exactly where we kind of ended the dragon fight. Now, what's interesting is that Kaio had to leave, as anybody who watched it all the way to the end, and it was a 50-minute long video, so if you did, thank you. Thank you very much. It's much appreciated watching my videos to the end. So yeah, anybody who did do that would know that the fight wasn't technically over. Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're actually going to build ourselves a flying machine that's going to help remove that end crystal. So what we're looking at here is, let's see, I have some junk blocks here by the looks of it. I do not have an ender chest though. That's interesting. Well, first step is going to be finding an ender chest, and then can we actually, too bad we don't have any blaze powder or a crafting bench or, Okay, poorly planned. We do have these things. And I guess what we're going to do is try to make our way over to the Enderman farm to use the ender chest so that we can build a flying machine and move the end crystal out of the way, and this plan is becoming convoluted already. Okay, in goes the crystal, praying to God. Okay, we didn't look any of them in the eye, and Huh. Well, that was easy. Well, it would seem that Kaio actually cleaned up his own mess, which is pretty fantastic. I wasn't really looking forward to... Well, okay, yeah, who am I kidding? I wanted to single-handedly save the day and be the hero to all and all that fun stuff, and you took it from me, Kaio. You took it from me. But that is okay, because it's going to give us a chance to catch up on a couple of things. So, based on previous episodes, I've started to do certain things, and anybody with OCD is probably sitting there just kind of itching in their boots a little bit because, you know, I started things but didn't finish. So, let's take a peek down here. Now, last time we came down through here, we got hit by a gas straight away. Didn't happen this time, which is pretty fantastic, and of course, it's the time that I have all of my armor. That is okay. Ooh, wow, did a bit of a number here. So, we had left off with this guy over here and the idea of blasting it out and everything. The conclusion that I've come to is that this is going to take a while, and there's no point in making you guys wait until everything is cleared out to move on with the episodes or anything like that. So my plan is to actually revisit this in an episode and do a full time lapse of the whole thing, right? So I can show off, though, what we've managed to accomplish so far. This here is kind of the end idea. Blasting out everything, even farther down than that. This here is just where we're getting started. But yeah, this whole area here is going to be wide open. And yeah, like I said, I'm going to focus on doing a big update, time lapses, all that fun stuff. Had an entire episode dedicated to just clearing out this pit and getting ready for our Nether Fortress farm. But that being said, there's actually another project that we had started, and yeah, let's skip over to that. Okay, would you guys look at all these baddies just trying to, well, kill me. This is actually kind of a problem. There's been a few times when I popped through that portal, trying to get to our base, and lo and behold, there's a creeper right there or something, right? And with the way that it takes 15 seconds for the world to load when you come through a portal, it's especially bad because, well, yeah, I mean, you could be getting attacked and you don't even know it. So, our project is going to be to set up an island kind of like Kame's Lookout in Dragonball Z. That's kind of the idea. And we're going to pill our way up, and we're going to be replacing that portal over there with something a little bit more vertical up this way so that we know that we're safe, and yeah, when we need to, we can just hop down and fly wherever we need to go. So yeah, that's kind of the idea. So, funny story, I pillared up here. I don't have elytra. I don't have a shovel. I don't have torches. I'm gonna have to punch my way down this pillar. I promise you, this actually is as fun as it looks. Okay, let's see here. Do we have white concrete, white concrete, white concrete? Do we have any white concrete? So far, no. Well, wait, there's our purpur blocks, though. Those are going to come in handy, finally. Yes, because back to the topic of finishing what we started. We went and gathered up a whole bunch of chorus fruit plants, and we never really got around to doing anything with them. So this here is actually already smelted up and everything, and we have some nice purple blocks. And the next step is, of course, to do something really pretty with them. And I say we cut now to the time lapse. Well guys, here it is. This is our lookout, and it's actually off to a pretty decent start. You have no idea how happy it makes me to walk out of this portal and just see all of this quartz. And let me tell you, that was a lot of quartz. We had, I think, 1 3/4 chests, and now, like, of just quartz ore, and now we're looking at something more like half a chest. It hurt a lot, but it's absolutely stunning. And if we actually take a little bit of a fly here, it's not quite the shape I was looking for, but still pretty impressive. And what I found is that just having like the little stairs kind of along the lip here just helped to round it out, which you don't really get to do very often in Minecraft. So yeah, overall I'm pretty happy with it. I'm thinking about maybe extending this part down just a little bit. I'm going to take this into a creative test world and kind of play with it a little bit. You're probably wondering though, where did the purpur go? How come we were talking about using purpur and we just haven't? And honestly, the truth of the matter is that I just haven't quite figured out where I want to put it yet. I was planning on taking this into creative mode and yeah, just playing around with it until I was happy and then kind of trying to copy it over. I knew though that this here was going to be just as much of a pain in the butt to do in creative as it would be in game here, so I figured why not just build it once and then download it kind of thing. So yep, that's what I was thinking. Now something else that I noticed is that this beam here ends right at the build limit. I could have sworn that that extended on forever. Like, that was just how it was coded. It could be that we're on a Spigot server, and they said, you know what, for efficiency, we don't need to drop past that point. I'm honestly pretty happy, because if we take a look, see if we just kind of hop off the edge here, in true Dragon Ball Z fashion, we have it standing on a pole, kind of like Kame's lookout. Now, what I thought at first was, okay, that's kind of a cool effect that we can do that, but you know, when we get to the top here, it's still going to continue on, and it's going to kind of ruin the look of it. But honestly, we could easily build something in front of this just to kind of mask that final part. And then, yeah, it really does just look like the whole thing is suspended on just this tiny, tiny little tower thing. So, yeah, probably I'm thinking maybe we'll use some orange glass or something like that just to kind of give it a bit of a different look. But, yeah, all in all, I'm pretty happy with the direction this is going. And there's definitely going to be a lot more happening up here. I'll get some trees going, and I'm thinking of doing something really nice with the nether cube here. I might even just extend the doors all the way up and possibly have it like with some cobwebs in the back so we can fly straight into it, or I really don't know. We're gonna play around with it though, see what yeah, what makes sense. But what I like is that it functions right now. When we walk through here, we get taken to the nether roof any second now. We get taken to the nether roof, and yeah, when we come back, where we're just brought right back to that tower. So yeah, that's the main thing that I wanted, was just the ability to... Gotta love rubber banding. I guess we kind of got slung back into it, so it never registered us as leaving, but yeah, basically we just come back here and bam, here we go. And during the daytime, the quartz just lights up so nice. It's so beautiful. But yeah, we're nice and safe up here. Nothing can spawn. And once we get some animals up here, we can do the animal spring test so that we can know if it's safe or not to fly off the edge. The only thing is that the beacon takes a little bit to kick in. It's kind of disappointing, but that's okay. There we go. There we go. So I'll give you a tour on the inside of this thing too, because like when you're just flying by like this, you know, it looks big enough, but it doesn't really show how much space you have to build with. So when we pop on the inside here, doesn't this place just look massive? Like, it's ridiculous. And I have plans for what we're going to do in here. What I'm thinking is this right here is basically a straight shot down to the ground. Now, we're going to have to find a place to put a couple of different things, like a brewing station and our fish farm and whatnot. And I was thinking that this here would make an excellent place. And you're probably thinking, you know what, like, don't you already have a fish farm, all that fun stuff? There's a problem though. There's a problem. We're just going to pop down here and check it out. So the first problem, our fish farm is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. In the very least, we'd have to spiff this place up a little bit. But yeah, even once we do go down here, like where it is efficient is that everything just goes into these chests here, and that's great. But you have no idea how often we fill these chests. So we need to have more space for our fishing. And the other thing is just, this place is just getting crowded. Like, that's our brewing setup right now. It's just a bunch of random things on the wall. Got a bunch of random mob heads too. We'll have to find a place for those. I hadn't actually thought of those. But yeah, these things are starting to take over. Just all the random shulker boxes kicking around everywhere. Furnace system is, it does the job, but you know, you can definitely do for an upgrade. Honestly, this whole thing just needs to be upgraded. We've officially outgrown our little bunker here. So I'm thinking that basically it's just time to do things properly. We got ourselves our little lookout figured out. Now it's time to actually get a storage system too. And this here is where I'm thinking for the storage system. The main reason, you'll notice that there's a lot of torches around here. That's because without the torches, this place is a giant mob spawner, and that is not a good place to put our door in the middle of a mob spawner. So what I'm thinking is that we set ourselves up something that's about the size of that there directly beneath it, and then we could set up an enormous amount of chests, and yeah, we just don't have to worry about our storage needs. We can have lots of room, and it'll be automatically sorted and all that fun stuff. And just for a little bit of fun, what we'll do is we'll actually have whatever is produced up here drop everything straight into the storage system. So we don't really have to worry about, like for example, with the fish farm, we don't have to worry about how many chests we have set up for storage. We just literally drop everything down into the storage system. So yeah, I think that that's a pretty good idea, and probably it's time to get started on that. So to figure out the redstone behind our sorting system, we're here in a test world, one that I almost didn't want to use because it's ilmangos. Again, it's always ilmango. You go into the Google and wow, okay, I'm like 90. So you go into Google and you're like, most efficient one wide tileable something, and sure enough, it's an ilmango video that pops up, and it's so frustrating because he's not the only YouTuber out there. But anyway, that's kind of beside the point. This thing works, and we're going to modify it so it'll be kind of our design-ish, a little bit heavily inspired by him though. So yeah, close enough. Anyway, this here is one slice of it. So the way it works is that you have your items that come in this way, right? And then they go into the shulker box, and the system does some magic and figures out that, hey, this thing's full, and then it breaks the shulker box and sends it down into the chest here, which is all fine and good. And of course, there's a couple of different ways you can use this. One is if you have a tremendous amount of one thing all coming in, it can all go toward that, like toward one specific spot. Or if you need kind of like an item sorter, which is more the direction that we're going in, you'd have it all sorted out first, and then it packages everything nice and neat for you. Now, the only problem with this system at all is that we don't always need an entire shulker box of a particular item. There is no option right now with the way that this is to just come in and, you know, grab a couple pieces of something, right? So what I want to do is I want to make it so that the input line here will, like right now, it feeds straight into this dropper. Wait, is that the input line? No, it's not. The input line's over here. This is the shulker box input line. So it was an input line, but whatever. Anyway, items come in through here, bam, 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 into the shulker box. And what we would want instead... Got it. Figured it out. So basically, what threw me off was that he was using this as the front. And for our purposes, we'd actually have to put the front over here. Just because, for those who don't know how hoppers work, it'll always try to push the item down, well, pull the item down before it tries to push it sideways. So in our case, we don't necessarily want this here to get filled up first. We would like to have our double chest of whatever loose items we have, and then any excess after that should get packaged up, is the way that I want it to work. So basically what we would do is we would be setting up just a couple of chests down at about this level, something like that, that we'd be able to just kind of pop in and be like, okay, well, the top one here, that could be an issue. Well, I don't know, I'm gonna do fiddling, but just to get the basic idea across, where we're gonna have kind of like hopper, and then what happens is this here is always gonna go down first, fill up this chest. Then, as it gets backed up, bam, it starts to fill up the shulker boxes, and then we'll have those chests underneath here instead of over here. So just kind of, I don't know. It's going to be easier for me to just kind of show the end result, but that's kind of the gist of it. So a slight modification just so that we can kind of come by and be like, I want loose things, or, you know, I want an actual full box of stuff. What I'm thinking is going to be plenty for our immediate system is probably 3 double chests of shulker boxes of stuff with a bit of an overflow, because the only thing I could really see... Well, I don't know, actually. Might have to reconsider that. I don't know, we'll figure it out, and I'll just come back with, yeah, I don't know. We'll come back with stuff. So maybe something like this. I like it. I like it a fair bit. So basically, I don't know, I just kind of threw in some example items, like what a typical fish farm would pull in, or, yeah, fish farm. Probably extend the chest a couple down, because you can easily reach 6 blocks high. We could even do 7 if we kind of inset the floor a little bit or something like that. Anyway, so basically we can have at least 3 double chests of shulker boxers of stuff, and then we can just come up in here and grab our individual items if we so need them. So say if I only need to I'm making 1 pickaxe, so I need 2 sticks. Okay, bam, grab my 2 sticks, right? Instead of having to be like, hey, well, grab a shulker box, and then pop out the shulker box, and then grab my 2 sticks, and then put them back, knowing that there's an incomplete shulker box of sticks now, and that would bug my OCD. So, but yeah, in terms of the aesthetics of it, it actually has some options too, which is actually pretty nice. I'm pretty happy with it because that's a lot of ugly to hide. So yeah, basically the way it would have to work out is things drop down here. Yeah, things drop down here. It would have to go out to the right, and that would fill the individual ones. Things would start to back up. Shulker boxes get loaded, punched down here, fed this way, fed down here and then up, and then they get backed up and all that fun stuff. The only thing would be having an overflow line. Yeah, would I even need an overflow line for something? Anyway, long story short, we're going to build this thing, and I'm probably just going to show the finished product right about now. I do have one more thing to say about this, though. This, like, I was looking at the item sorter, and this is definitely not the same type that I usually use, and I got the really old school one is the one that I usually use. That's what we actually used in the XP farm for the community center. But yeah, just looking at this thing, I was trying to figure out how it even works and what the benefits are. And I know that in our system, we usually have like a redstone torch here, which would cause, you know, things to get bud power. Well, not bud powered, but would power those things and all that fun stuff. So this here, it eliminates that issue, which is pretty fantastic. But yeah, this part's witchcraft. Watch this. How? I don't get it. I don't get it at all. This line here is powered. Nothing changes with the cauldron. What is it comparing? It shouldn't be on or off. This should be. I don't get it. I don't get it. But that's okay. That is okay. This is what ilmango was born to do. So, yeah. Still though, witchcraft. I don't get it. Well guys, as you saw, it's going to be a pretty involved project, this storage system, but it's going to be the best storage system I've ever had in my life, and I'm pretty excited for it. That being said, we've kind of ran out of time on our channel to go through the whole thing, but what I will show off is that we've at least prepped the area, so we have that to look forward to, and it kind of showcases just how big of an area we're talking about. So this here is the size of the iron farm. And yeah, this area is actually much larger than that. So yeah, basically what we're going to be looking at is something that's 14 blocks tall, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, to make room for all the redstone. And we're only going to be using about 7 of it in the actual room. So when we come in here, we're going to be able to grab up to 7 blocks high because we're going to have some half slabs here. And it'll just make it easy to just kind of grab, but we can still reach things down below. So one thing that I will say, though, is that it's really weird seeing the Llama-vator kind of sticking out like this, because the whole reason is, let's just see if I can actually get outside here. First shot, boom, done. I just made it so it kind of lined up with this area here. Now, there was this little matter here, but yeah, no big deal. I just kind of picked the lowest spot and said, okay, well, that's going to be, you know, our entrance. So yep, that's the gist of that. And it also helps that it does point toward the west, which is pretty decent because when we're coming from the village, we're heading, well, in this direction. So we'd actually see the front door on our way in, which, I don't know, to me, that's just seems to be how it should go. But we're going to totally miss this here. Yep, totally missed it. So try that again, one more time. All right, there we are. So yeah, oh yeah, I guess I got to get some lighting up there. Yeah, and at some point we'll get rid of this netherrack or possibly just hide it or whatever. I needed a ton of some kind of block just to get things started, and yeah. But guys, unfortunately today we are just simply out of time. So if you like what you saw here, definitely hit that like button. And if you want to see more, make sure to hit subscribe, hit that notify button, all that fun stuff. It's not your first episode, you guys know what to do. But yeah, with that, this is Phobos signing off. Enjoy. Probably just getting right from the fish farm now, eh? That's hilarious.